Hi there. Imagine we are managing 10 servers, 20 APIs, multiple databases. We have configured a lot of Kubernetes pods, and we there is a service that is actually taking payments. Various payment services we have configured. Then we have some background jobs running, like some cron jobs that are continuously running and clearing the data or doing some kind of operation. Suppose sometime a point of time happens that when the CPU suddenly spikes, the APIs become slower, payment starts failing, and one of our pod crashes. In that point, without monitoring, we only know when the customers actually complain to us that your service is not working. Just imagine that scenario and the situation that in the enterprise level, what a person will do. So the core problem is monitoring here. Like, we are not taking and understanding and just checking the all the status of our logs and everything. Here comes Grafana. So the main problem of the modern system is when the system is very complex and distributed. A simple flow can be, let's say, a request, and we have a client. It goes to a load balancer, then it goes to an API gateway. After it, the data goes to a microservice. Let's say we have some caching implemented. In that case, it will go to a Redis. Then let's suppose it goes to a messaging queue too, in like Kafka or RabbitMQ. After that, it goes to the database. You see what how longer the process is. If any of the process fails, what happens? We don't know, right? Anything slows down, the payments got delayed, or some callback delayed. There are overloading, and let's say APIs are failed, database got slower, memory leak happens. So these kind of scenarios, we need to check the logs, right? So visibility is really important here in this kind of situation, and real time monitoring is required. Grafana gives us the whole centralized dashboard for it. It gives us options to know how the system, like when the system actually, let's say, something goes down, or what is the current status of the CPU. So these things, Grafana helps us to do. It helps us to visualize and like monitor the whole platform. What it does is, it doesn't actually usually store data. It actually connects directly to the data sources. It fetches the metrics and logs, visualizes them beautifully. We can configure it, we can create dashboards, we can set up alerts that actually, when something happens, we get the things, we get an update on a mail, or we have configured some Telegram or a Slack using some webhooks. So these things, these interesting things that we can do using Grafana. So Grafana is mainly, let's suppose, in a real life analogy, think of a car dashboard. You don't know speed, you don't know the fuel level, you don't know any engine temperature. Grafana is like a dashboard for your infrastructure and applications. It will tell you that what is the system health, what is the failures, how much failures are happening, what is the performance, how many threads, how many threads we are using, which thread is actually having the issue. Or we can also know the historical trend. Let's say if any trend is following in one place, everything in one place. So that is the dashboard it provides. So before Grafana, what happens is, like, the server crashes unexpectedly. In that case, what the Grafana does, it helps us to understand, like, when the system gets overloaded, when the CPU of the last 20 minutes, what is the status of it. And if before any real before reaching any failure, let's say 90%, we can do like relevant action. We can just increase the memory, or if the disk almost full, we can increase the disk space, or we can have some strategy in implementing, or have some backup. But if we don't know, it's really hard to cope these things. So also it will help us in identifying the debugging, like identifying the logs, and at what code level it is getting failed. So before, let's say before Grafana, what we have to do, we have to connect, let's say it's a node server, right? And we have to connect to the SSH, then we need to connect to the SSH server, and just identify, we have various packages like pm2. So pm2 logs we just put and just check the logs. If it's a Tomcat server, we'll just get into the Tomcat and check the logs. If it is a Java enterprise application, so these things we need to do, and we need to check what actually fails. With Grafana, we can do it like remotely, like even we can have a Grafana cloud setup, and we can check the logs, and based on that take the relevant actions. So with Grafana, it we can instantly do the things and correlates the metrics and the logs, so identify the bottlenecks quickly. This will be it for this video. In case you like the video, do like and subscribe. And in case you are interested more in tech, so do subscribe, and so that you will find other updates and other videos on my channel that keeps coming. So we'll create other beautiful Grafana dashboards in my later videos. So stay connected. Bye bye.